What's up guys, Kyle here again, and today I just went and grabbed a whole bunch of random gear, including a big bag of USA tubes. Let's see if there's anything good in here. Alright guys, hope you're doing great out there today. So, as I said in the intro, I picked up some gear. I was ever so innocently cruising Facebook Marketplace this morning, as I tend to like to do when I'm taking a break in between filming or editing videos, and just so happened upon a lot of random guitar items for $100. Now sometimes when people list stuff for $100 on Facebook Marketplace and it's a lot of items, that's just a general price and not everything is included for $100, but I messaged the guy, he said yes, everything in this lot is $100, so I was looking through the pictures, definitely found more than $100 worth of value in the items that were there, and as I'm kind of looking through the pictures, he messages me back and says, hey, I'm getting rid of some more stuff too, so, you know, let me know what you're interested in. And I said, why don't you just send me a few pictures, send me a list of what you're trying to get rid of. And so he sends me a few more pictures, kind of a couple junky foot switches, nothing I was really looking for. When I got to his house, he walked me through the house, a little bit of a hoarder, kind of one of those situations where you don't feel fully comfortable, but sometimes that's just what you end up dealing with when you are a kind of a gear scavenger like myself and always on the hunt for a good deal. So found a couple items that I personally was looking for, and then as I am about to walk out the door, I give this man the money. We pretty much say our goodbyes. I'm literally out the door with the stuff that I bought from him, and he says, hey wait, do you need tubes? Those words will give a guitarist chills at the moment with the current state of the tube world. So I'm like, yeah, maybe man, I can always use tubes, what do you have? So he digs into his closet, pulls out a shoebox full of tubes, hands them to me, says, here, I have no use for these. Hands me the box, says, here, I have no use for these. Go ahead and take them with you. And I was like, are you sure, man? I mean, I could probably give you something for these tubes, you know? I don't want to rob you, basically. And he said, nah, don't worry about it, man. You're cool, and I have no use for these, so hope that you can use some of these. Take them, they're yours. So I didn't get a chance to look at any of them before I got home, so I'm not 100% sure what's in the box. I'm gonna guess that most of them are not guitar related from the first glance that I took, but we're gonna go ahead and dig in and see if there is anything else that we can use in there. So before I start showing you the items that I got, I will let you know that I spent $170 in cash on everything that you're about to see in this video, and I think that you will agree that I made out pretty well. So without further ado, let's start checking out some of the stuff that I got. All right guys, so first up, I grabbed a box full of random pickups. That's what caught my attention in the first place. Now, pretty much all of them were just kind of cheap pickups. They're like the G&B stuff that you get out of import guitars. There were a couple of guitar heads, hot rails in there. But as I was digging through, I happened to notice this. This is a DiMarzio PAF Pro bridge pickup. So this pickup probably worth about 50 bucks on its own. It's overall in decent shape. It's got decent leads on it, so I can definitely find a guitar for this, or just, you know, put it in my big pickup stash. And if I ever want to try it out, see what it's all about, I'll just throw it in a guitar that's needing a pickup. But yeah, right off the bat, 50 bucks out of our $170 accounted for with this pickup. Secondly, this is the item that caught my attention from the ad in the first place. This is the Ibanez TS5 Tube Screamer from the Sound Tank series. This was basically Ibanez's budget offering as far as tube screamers go, or just guitar pedals in general. They have a metal back plate, but the rest of the housing on these pedals is plastic. So obviously, being a big fan of overdrives and boosts, these things have kind of a cult following these days. So I'm going to go ahead and definitely make a video of this pedal for you guys, and we'll shoot it out against like a TS9 or something and see how it sounds. But yeah, this was the whole reason that I clicked on the ad in the first place, because you don't really see these all that often, and it's not something that I'm going out of my way to look for, but when one pops up locally 10 minutes down the road for me, chances are I'm gonna be interested. So these sell for about 50 bucks, and this one's pretty good condition overall. So there is another $50 into our $170. We now have $100 accounted for. All right guys, third item from my used gear scavenger bonanza. That makes it sound way more intense than it actually was, but you know what? I'm just here for a good time, so let's roll with it. Is a TC Electronics Hall of Fame mini reverb. Now, these pedals go for 50 to 60 bucks used, and they sound really good from everything that I can gather from the internet, and I really don't have any effects pedals other than overdrive, so I was like, cool, you know what, I could probably use that. And honestly, it's in super good condition. It just has a piece of Velcro on the back that doesn't quite fit the back. But anyways, I will absolutely probably be hanging on to this as well because I need more effects pedals and I need to start learning how to use them. And Bushido Code's gonna start doing some more dynamic and effects driven music in the future. So we'll say that this thing is worth 60 bucks in its current state. So there is $160 of our $170 spent accounted for in the first 3 items. All right, guys, fourth item from our gear bonanza today is a more pure boost. So what this pedal is basically a 20 decibel clean boost with a bass and treble control. You can either cut or boost bass because I believe that they have up to 15 decibels of boost in the EQ controls alone. Looks like these sell anywhere from $60 to $90 brand new. We'll say on the used market it's worth about 40 bucks because that was the average price that I was seeing for this pedal, and it's in good shape. So probably not something I'm gonna use, probably something I will move along in the future because I don't really do the clean boost thing all that much. But yeah, this adds $40 to our total, which now means we are at $200 worth of items in our $170 investment. All right, next item is an absolute classic, the Mimi delay pedal. As you can tell, I'm just kidding. This is a Chinese knockoff delay pedal, but it is in a pretty heavy all metal housing, which I find rather impressive because I'm pretty sure that this is one of the pedals that probably runs about $20 to $30 on Amazon. But again, it's a free effect pedal. If it sucks, I will probably just give it to somebody locally here who's in need of a delay pedal. If it doesn't suck, then I'll use it in my effects-based pedal board that I'll put together because I don't have any delays. Every time I get a delay pedal, I get excited about it, and then I never end up using it and I end up selling it. So this could be a placeholder until I get something cooler if it doesn't sound terrible, but you know, for all intents and purposes, I'm not gonna add any value from this delay pedal to our list here because really it's probably worth 10 bucks, not even worth accounting for, especially if I'm gonna give it away if I don't like it. So that's that. And a final item, this is something that was not listed in the listing when we were talking, but when I showed up, he said here, threw it in the box for me. This is a Carl's custom guitar speaker soak. And basically what this is a, you know, super cheap attenuator type pedal. I personally have never heard of these before, but it looks like there are some videos on YouTube. Robert's Guitar Dungeon has a video. I didn't check it out. I honestly just got home, so I haven't really looked at it much, but it looks as if these get generally okay reviews. If you guys want, I can do a video on it because they do still sell these new, and I saw quite a few used on Reverb. Even saw one on Guitar Center's website, so we can see if it's worth it. They're about 60 bucks new and about 30 bucks used, so I'm interested. Color me intrigued. You know, it's a cheap attenuator. If it works okay, then might as well hang on to it. And if not, sell it for 30 bucks. This puts us at $230 in value of our $170 investment. Okay guys, so the next item is just the box of pickups. There's a bunch of random stuff in here as far as pickups go. There's definitely not anything that I was particularly excited about. And unfortunately, on the pickups that I felt like I probably could have resold for a decent amount, he cut the leads real short. So I've got a couple of Gretsch pickups here that these are the G&B, you know, import pickups that you find in obviously Gretsch guitars. I was hoping to maybe get 30 or 40 bucks because he's got a pair of them here, but with the leads cut short, I don't really know who's gonna wanna buy them. Obviously you can re-extend the leads, but a lot of people don't feel comfortable doing that. And then as I said, there's a couple guitar, you know, heads, hot rails here. We've got a white colored one here. We've got a black one here. I have no idea what the model numbers on these are because they're not listed anywhere on the pickup itself, so I really don't know what they're gonna be worth. I'll probably hang on to them. And you know, if I get like a cheap Strat or something on Craigslist for like 20, 30 bucks, maybe we'll throw them in one of the Strats and see if we can hot rod a Strat with it and make it sound okay. I don't know. Could use it for for a future project. But the rest of this stuff, there's an Epiphone pickup in here, a couple more G&B pickups, there's a Wilkinson pickup, and then there is this generic power supply, which again is probably something you buy off Amazon for like 20, 30 bucks. So, you know, I'll test it out, see if it's noisy. If it's not noisy, maybe I'll use it on a cheap little pedal board build, and if it is noisy, then again, I'll probably just give it to somebody if they need it or something and say, hey, here. All in all, I'm gonna value everything in this box at about 50 bucks. I think that's fair. So that puts us at $280 into our $170 investment. All right, guys, next up is the Gibson case that I mentioned. This is one of the brown, kind of ugly, like leatherette, soft Gibson cases. I mean, visually I don't love these cases, but portability wise, they're nice and solid. They're very well padded. They hug a Les Paul extremely well. I have one of these that I got with the Les Paul, and when I resold the Les Paul, I kept the case. And now that's my main case that I take to practice and stuff because it's soft, it's portable. I'm not banging it off doorways. I'm not banging it on car doors and stuff like that when I'm trying to load all my gear out. I tend to prefer soft cases when I'm moving around locally just to practice spots and stuff like that. So these cases are 150 bucks brand new. And it looks like they sell for about $100. And this thing still has the plastic on the zippers, if you can see that. I mean, it literally is unused. There is not a mark on this thing. There is not a mark on the inside. And he said he bought it for a Gibson SG that he ended up sending back and then never sent the case back. So I don't know why he did that. But again, 150 bucks new. When we were working out the original deal, I worked out $40 for this case. That is the price that we came to. And actually that is the price that he put forward. I did not talk him down on any of the items that I purchased from him. He put the price out there and I said, yes, that works for me. That's a good deal. I straight up told him he was giving me good deals on stuff and he said, yeah, I know, but I can't use it, so it's yours. Can't complain about a transaction like that. All right, guys, next item in the gear bonanza is one of these Roadrunner. These are the soft / hard hybrid cases. They have like a hard foam interior, but the outside of the case is soft. And he pulled this out of the closet and he's like, here, you know, can you use this for anything? And I'm like, well, I don't really need any cases at the moment, but what are you looking to get for it? He said 10 bucks. I said, sure. How do I say no to a $10 guitar case? So more than likely, I will include this with a guitar I'm selling if somebody insists on me shipping it in a case. This is one of the generic ones that doesn't have a, you know, specific guitar mold inside of it, so that works even better for me because I can include it with pretty much anything. And this Roadrunner case is extremely clean. It's not dirty. Looks like it's hardly been used. So we're gonna value this thing at 40 bucks. So we are now at $420 into our $170 investment. Okay, guys, next up is a Pile 7 guitar foldable stand. So this is something that I am always on the lookout for because you guys know I have a ton of guitars and I definitely don't have enough room for all the guitars that I own. So I'm always looking for decent stands. You can get a lot of stands off of Amazon or eBay, but they are complete garbage. I bought 2 of them before, read a bunch of reviews, really tried to make sure that they weren't total trash. I got them here, and they were total trash. So this one he said he got from Guitar Center, but it is a Pile brand, and I know that Guitar Center doesn't carry Pile, so I looked online, and these are about 60 bucks new after tax. What drew me to it though is most of the cheap ones have the pegs, they're real wobbly, and also there's a lot of space in between the guitar neck pockets here. So therefore they take up more space than they need to, and the guitar can kind of flop around in between because usually the bass portion of these things are, you know, not put together very well either. But this one actually feels pretty solid. It doesn't feel as nice as my Warwick stand that I have down in the basement, but I would say it's almost comparable quality. It will definitely work for my needs because this is going to be up against a wall. He added this in for 20 bucks. And honestly, that's probably about what it would be worth if I tried to resell it. So we'll say $20. We now are up to $440 of our $170 investment. Okay guys, so here is another item that he threw in as I was literally walking out the door with everything in my hands. He says, here, you can have this. It's taking up space and I don't want it. This is a Univox, an old school Univox Reverb / EQ. I've never seen one of these in my life. And trying to do some research and find some info on it, It looks like they're not very common. I found one on eBay for 350 bucks, but again, that's the listed asking price. I can't really find a lot of info on these, so I'm gonna have to go ahead and try to do some more research. I don't know what to value this thing at because I have no idea if that price is realistic. I'm gonna look some more for some sold listings because this is definitely nothing that I can use. It's got a bunch of inputs, outputs, you know, on the side, and a little flip up compartment here, and that's where the power cable comes out of. So if you guys know anything about these things, let me know. Very curious to see, you know, what this thing is worth, if they're even remotely sought after. Honestly, I would be happy to know if it was worth 50 bucks because obviously that just adds to our total. But if it does end up being worth like 200 bucks or something, that would obviously be awesome. And just so you guys know, everything that I make off of these gear flips, I reinvest in gear for myself or for the channel. So if I do sell these and make, you know, a large amount of profit off of any of these items, it'll just go back into whatever we're gonna feature on the channel next. So that is one major reason that I look for these gear deals. I just reinvest it into whatever it is that I'm gonna put on the channel next. So, all right guys, so finally, the final item, and probably what you guys have been waiting for since the beginning of the video, since I mentioned it, a massive bag of tubes. Yes, they're in a bag. Not one of them is in an individual box. Every single tube in this bag is a USA made tube. Every single tube in this bag is not for a guitar amp. So, needless to say, I am pretty bummed. I did dig through the entire bag, and what did I find? I found 6 5U4 rectifier tubes. Those are the rectifier tubes that go in like Mesa dual rectifiers and stilettos. And I found 2 USA 12AT7s. And the rest of this stuff goes in old radio equipment. I'm not sure what most of it is for, to be 100% honest. I have no idea if any of these tubes actually even work. So more than likely, I'm just going to sell them as a lot for like 100 bucks or something, because when I was looking up each individual tube, and it looks like they're probably worth, you know, anywhere from $4 to $10 a piece in good working condition. I don't have the time to part them all out, so I will sell them as one big lot, as is, letting whoever buys them know that I was not able to test them. I don't have the ability to test them. So I did get a couple of tubes, but unfortunately they're not tubes that I really care about all that much. There are a couple of amps that I have that use those rectifier tubes, and a couple of amps that use the 12AT7 for like the built-in reverbs and stuff. But overall, I was super excited about this bag of tubes, and unfortunately I can't use really any of them other than the, you know, the ones that I said. So overall, I mean, let's add it to our value. Let's say this bag is worth 100 bucks. All right guys, quick little punch in edit. Sorry for the terrible lighting. I'm currently finishing up editing the video the morning after shooting the original video. And I actually did some research last night. I talked to Mike Wagner at Wagner Amp Repair, and the man also knows quite a bit about tubes, so he offered to test the 5U4 GB tubes that I found in that bag. He said if they are in good working condition, then more than likely they're worth between $100 and $150 a piece on eBay. That is, if they test good. So there might be quite a bit of value there, and I did a little bit more digging through the bag, and I found a couple other random tubes that when I looked them up on eBay seem to be worth close to the $100 range. So again, most of the tubes in there when I looked are around $4 to $10 a piece, but I mean, it's very possible that we just added $500 to $600 in value if most of the tubes test good. So Mike's gonna go ahead and test those tubes for me, so thank you, Mike. And then the Univox, I actually found the model number on that unit. It is a UEQ-1. Looks like they were made in the 70s in Japan, and a couple of the recent listings that I was able to find on the unit looks like it sold for around $300 to $350. So conservatively, I will say it's in good condition. We'll say that that thing is worth 250 bucks. So I am just going to keep my value of that item at $250 like I did originally. And then we're gonna go ahead and add, let's say 500 bucks to the tubes. And if they do turn out to test okay, or if they turn out to test bad, I'll let you know in my the beginning of my viewers comments video this week. But potentially we got over $1,000 in this $170 investment. So if those tubes test well, this will be probably one of the best little gear flips that I've done. Such a small investment for such a big return is definitely not common. I will probably end up keeping a few of the items that I was originally gonna plan to sell, just because with so much value built into the other items that I don't need, it's like I might as well just, hang on to them and use them if I can and get the value out of the other stuff. So I would say it was a pretty dang good gear trip. So back to the original video. It'll take me a little bit of time to piece out, the stuff that I don't want, but in reality, there are some things that I definitely do want. There's a pedal that I can use for the channel and the TS5 tube screamer, and possibly the power soak if you guys are interested in seeing that. But yeah, overall, it's just more stuff that I can turn around, invest into the channel, and get some stuff that you guys actually want to see on the channel. So overall, in my opinion, it was an absolutely awesome half an hour of my day. Now to turn around and start listing some of this stuff for sale that I don't want, and start trying to figure out what all these tubes are so I can put them in groups and sell them. But that is it. I hope you enjoyed this guitar gear bonanza. If I run across another deal like this, we'll make another video out of it, because I have definitely bought tons of package deals of weird random guitar stuff in the past that have really worked out in my favor. And as always, I kind of like documenting this stuff with you guys because you guys seem to enjoy it as well. So if you liked the video, hit the like button on the way out. If you're not subscribed, subscribe so you don't miss that awesome TS5 Tube Screamer video and everything else that I have coming up in the future. If you want to support the channel, in the description are all my affiliate links. I have a bunch of affiliate links down there, or you can consider becoming a member of my Patreon, like these fine people right here, and supporting the channel that way. Last but not least, if you're not part of my Facebook group, Kyle Bull's Home for Belligerent Amateur Musicians, go ahead and click that link down below in the description too. It's an awesome, friendly environment to talk about gear with like-minded individuals and also discuss what's coming up on the channel next. So thanks so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Kyle here again. We'll see you next time.